was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Week 4 of the Diddy trial is heating up, and guess who just stepped into the spotlight? Justin Bieber! That's right, he's finally breaking his silence, and what he's saying is shaking things up big time. Not only is he calling out Diddy, but he's also putting others on blast. People who just stood there and watched without doing a thing. Cassie's testimony dropped a bombshell. She dragged Usher into the mess, claiming he was right there when Diddy went into violent rages. She said Usher didn't just stand by. He allegedly saw Diddy abuse Justin, too. And instead of stepping in, Cassie says Usher helped cover it all up. That's wild. Now Justin's done holding it in. He's speaking out and shining a light on everything that's been swept under the rug.
My security and stuff were coming into the room at night to check my pulse. Like, people don't know how serious it got. Like, it was legit crazy scary. I was waking up in the morning and the first thing I was doing is popping pills and smoking a blunt and starting my day.
And then there's this shocking claim. Cassie said Diddy once punched her in the stomach during a private convo. No warning, no yelling, just straight up violence. She bent over in pain and left the room immediately. And it doesn't stop there. Richard, from the girl group Danity Kane, which Diddy created on his show Making the Band back in 2004, also dropped some serious names. She said other big names were present too, like singer Neo, record exec Jimmy Iovine, and even rapper Big Daddy Kane. The trial is finally peeling back layers of secrets people tried to hide for years. Now Justin's rep just released a statement, and it's got everybody talking. Justin admitted there was some serious mess going on behind the scenes, and he's feeling for the people who actually got hurt. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He called it straight up disturbing. There's even more heat now because both Justin and Usher were allegedly victims of Diddy's twisted behavior. And guess what? That might be why Justin started pulling away from Usher in the first place. Rumors say Usher's getting anxious, real anxious, because Justin might spill it all. And here's the kicker. There's buzz going around that Justin might actually be one of those anonymous victims the feds are getting ready to bring into the spotlight. That's huge. But Justin's rep made it clear to Entertainment Tonight.
Justin Bieber breaking his silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. One thing's for sure, this trial is exposing way more than anyone expected. What's crazy is Usher's not the only big name being dragged into this Diddy chaos. Now some seriously major celebs are getting linked to him through this wild trial. We're talking Kanye West, T.D. Jakes, and even Ashton Kutcher. Yep, it's spiraling that far. This isn't just tabloid talk or petty beef. People are calling it a dark, twisted maze going deep behind the scenes.
No time in my life for sure. I've been having a lot of cries lately. Just all around just being emotional. I think it just shows how much I care.
And here's where it turns flat out creepy. Folks who tried to expose Diddy over the past decade, they reportedly ended up dying from pneumonia. Every single time. That's got people raising their eyebrows big time. As this trial keeps unraveling, things are only getting darker. Diddy's closet, it's spilling over with secrets no one was ready to see.
Sex trafficking trial got underway May 5th in New York. NBC News reports prospective jurors were shown a list of more than 100 names of people and places that may be referenced during the trial, including actors Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and rapper Kanye West. While the aforementioned celebrities are not implicated in the case, the potential jurors were asked whether they knew any of the names listed and whether it would impact their ability to be impartial, per the outlet. Attorneys did not share an explanation for the list.
And get this, right before the trial began, sources say Diddy started sending threats to people he thought might turn against him. One of them, Justin Bieber. Insiders are saying the pressure Diddy put on him messed Justin up mentally. Bad! Rumor is, Diddy's intimidation tactics nearly broke him down completely, especially with the looming threat of being forced to testify.
Oh, get out of here. All you guys want is money. Money, 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 money. Money, money, money. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, money. That's all you care about, money? That's all you care about, guys. What do you know? It's money. You don't care about people. Only money.
Things got so heavy that leaked footage reportedly shows Justin in tears, breaking down in Haley's lap, sobbing uncontrollably. And on top of that, whispers started flying about him battling drug problems behind closed doors. And yep, people are pointing fingers straight at Diddy again. This thing just keeps getting more disturbing by the day. Justin's rep told TMZ on February 23rd that the rumors, absolutely not true. His team didn't hold back either. They said Justin's been going through a major transformation this past year. He's been cutting ties with people and business partners who no longer had his back. With his 31st birthday coming up on March 1st, they said he's got his mind locked on family and music, not on people making up stories about his health. His rep even called all the gossip exhausting and pitiful. But behind all that, there's been a real battle going on. Justin's struggles with drug use have been no secret, and insiders keep pointing it back to what he went through under Diddy's shadow. Actor Terrence Howard even chimed in, saying stars like Justin and Usher are still mentally wrecked, and many of them turn to drugs just to deal with the deep trauma they're carrying around.
See some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does.
Justin's not new to being open about his pain. In an emotional Apple TV interview, he talked about how badly he wants to protect young artists, especially Billie Eilish. He said he saw warning signs that Billie might be getting too close to danger, and he felt the need to step in.
I just wanted to be a good example, and it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. There's so much pain in the world, and we don't understand why, and there's so much things that are so unexplainable.
That's the kind of help he should have gotten from Usher back in the day. Instead, Usher stayed silent, and the cycle just kept going. And here's the part that really stings. None of this would have happened if Diddy hadn't been given the chance to get close in the first place. And who gave him that access? Usher. That's right. When Justin was just 13 years old, Usher reportedly handed him over to Diddy. For 48 hours, Justin was left in Diddy's care, and what allegedly happened during that time left deep emotional wounds that never really healed.
He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like.
To this day, Justin's still dealing with the fallout from that decision. Pain that some say could have been prevented if the people around him hadn't looked the other way. especially the one person who should have protected him the most, Usher. Justin's still carrying the weight of everything he went through, and now he's officially cut all ties with Usher. This isn't just some quiet unfollow on social media either. In a past deposition, Justin didn't hold back. He straight up said that Usher was the worst thing that ever happened to him. That's a heavy statement. When Usher hit the stage for his big Super Bowl halftime performance, Justin made his stance crystal clear. He didn't show up, didn't post about it, didn't send love. Nothing. No performance, no support, total silence. That speaks volumes.
Justin Bieber is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do, one element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit.
For years, people assumed Usher had Justin's back, but when things got real, Usher disappeared. Let's not forget, when Justin's private photos were leaked back when he was still underage, instead of stepping up and defending him, Usher laughed. Yeah, he laughed.
When all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts? Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of managing he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your cock or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man.
That moment still stings for a lot of fans, and it showed exactly where Usher stood when Justin needed protection the most. Now it's clearer than ever. Justin stayed quiet for years because he believed speaking out wouldn't change anything. He thought it wouldn't matter. And sadly, he might have been right. Just look at Kid Cudi. He tried to speak up too. He claimed Diddy broke into his house and set his car on fire. So if someone as established as Kid Cudi couldn't get justice, what chance did a teenage Justin have? This isn't just one broken friendship. It's the fallout from years of betrayal, silence, and pain. Cops had the evidence, fingerprints and all. But just like that, it vanished. Gone. Poof. And somehow, this always seems to happen when Diddy's involved. Every time there's an investigation connected to him, it mysteriously goes cold.
Broke nose, but Diddy did it. Cars, jewelry, and big homes, your Diddy did it. Shootouts, coastal beach, your Diddy did it. But my lawyer's so good that Diddy got a quit.
No one gets charged, no justice, no accountability. Why does it always play out like that? One investigator even testified that the fingerprints collected in the case were destroyed, and when prosecutors asked if that was suspicious, the defense flipped out, accusing them of trying to plant the idea that Diddy was guilty from the jump. But even after the raid on his mansion, Diddy didn't slow down. He kept the madness going, and now the courts got receipts to prove it. New evidence shows that Diddy was still throwing his infamous freak-off parties, even on the very day he got arrested. That's right, a full month after feds raided his home and seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, he was allegedly right back at it. On day 5 of the trial, Homeland Security Special Agent Yasin Binda took the stand and dropped a bomb. When Diddy was arrested, he was found holed up in a hotel room with $9,000 in cold hard cash, along with multiple bags packed full of baby oil and Astroglide. What kind of situation was he planning with all that? Now, Diddy's legal team is flipping the script, going hard at the victims in court. They're trying to shred their credibility piece by piece. One anonymous survivor going by the name Mia is currently under fire. His lawyers pressing her, saying, if what she's claiming is real, why didn't she speak out way earlier? But Mia's not folding. She told the court that Diddy had her mentally locked down. She said he brainwashed her so badly, she honestly believed going to the cops would get her killed. That's the kind of fear she lived in. Mia told the jury that if she ever spoke out, she would have been silenced and would have lost everything. During cross-examination, Diddy's defense attorney, Brian Steele, tried to paint her as a liar, insinuating she made it all up just to chase Diddy's money. But Mia stood strong, refusing to let the pressure break her down. This trial is exposing a side of Diddy the public never saw, and it's only getting deeper. More of Diddy's alleged victims are stepping up in court, and their stories are beyond intense. We're talking threats, blackmail, and real fear. These aren't just people saying they were scared. They're saying Diddy straight up told them he'd destroy their lives if they ever talked. According to testimony, he warned multiple people that if they went to the police, he'd leak footage from the freak-off sessions to ruin their reputations forever. That's next-level manipulation and pure intimidation. And it's not just the victims speaking up now. People who were in the room are finally coming forward too. Celebrity stylist Deontay Nash, fire investigator Lance Jimenez, and LAPD officer Chris Ignacio all took the stand, and each one painted a disturbing picture of just how violent Diddy really was behind closed doors. Then came another major blow. Dawn Richard, former member of Danity Kane, dropped a shocking bombshell in court. She testified that back in 2010, during a private moment at a restaurant in West Hollywood, Usher personally witnessed Diddy punch Cassie Ventura right in the stomach. Dawn said it wasn't a fight or argument. Diddy just hit her mid-convo, no warning. Cassie bent over in pain and walked out. And Usher? He saw everything and didn't lift a finger. For years, the industry turned a blind eye, protecting Diddy while his victims were left to suffer in silence. But that wall of silence, it's cracking. And now, Justin Bieber, who once kept quiet out of fear, loyalty, and trauma, is becoming the voice that could blow this whole thing wide open. As more names get dragged into the mess and more horrifying details come to light, one thing's for sure, this isn't just a legal battle anymore. It's a full-on reckoning. The survivors deserve justice. The people who stood by in silence, they've got some explaining to do. And as for Diddy, his time might finally be running out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What do you think will happen next? Hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming, and we'll catch you in the next one.